I'm playing the video, okay?
The next algorithm is priority preemptive algorithm. We have already seen the priority non-preemptive version, where we select the processes based on priority. We either start from highest priority or we start from lowest priority, and we keep on executing the process completely based on the priority. But in the priority preemptive version, we are going to select the processes by considering the priority as well as considering the arrival time. So let us start with the chart. We have total 7 processes.
So we are going to see the priority and we will also be checking the arrival time. Based on that, we will keep on reducing the burst time for how much ever time that process has executed.
Processes P1 to P7. We have priority for each and every process. We have arrival time for all the processes, and we also have the execution time for each process. Now, before we start, we divide the processes in order just to check the arrival between the two processes. We start preparing the Gantt chart with the arrival time as 0. So at 0, the process which is arrived is P1. Until when the P1 will be.
Now, why did I took P1 and not P6? Since P6 is having highest and P1 is having lowest, I also have to check the arrival. Now at point 0, there is only process P1 that is arrived. So though it has a lowest priority, I still have to select P1 only, and I cannot select P6 even if it is having highest priority, because the arrival time of P6 is 5. So I have to wait till 5 for that process to arrive. And once it is arrived, then I can go in a highest priority order. Okay? Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
So initially, while adding the processes in the queue or in the Gantt chart, we just have to check the arrival first, and then we have to check the priority.
Executed till the next arrival. So since the next.
Now, when will I execute P1 until when? Till its next arrival. So next arrival कभी है 0 के बाद immediately 1 पे है. So I have to select that particular process also. Why? Because your arrival time is more important than the priority. Okay. So P1 I will execute only for 1 unit. Why for 1 unit? Because when it comes at 1, at arrival 1, immediately process P2 is also coming.
Arrival is immediate, and since that next process has a highest priority, therefore we will execute P1 for 1 unit and immediately preempt with process number 2.
Now what did I do? At arrival time 0, we had process P1 which is arrived. So I have to add P1 in the list. Okay. Until when I will execute? Until the next arrival. 0 के बाद next arrival क्या है? 1 which is immediate. कौन arrive हो रहा है? P2. Now check the priority of P2. What is the priority of P2? 4. Compare P1 and P2. Is the priority of P2 higher than priority of P1? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if the next process which is arrived, and if the priority of that next process is higher than current process, so preempt that new process with the highest priority. So since 2 is smaller than 4, which means P1 has low priority than P2, therefore I will immediately stop P1 and add P2 in the list. Understood? Now what will happen next? I will execute P2 up till when? Up till the next arrival. Is the arrival of next process immediate, which is 2? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Since the arrival is immediate, so I will execute P2 also for 1 unit. But will I execute P3 after that, or will I continue P2? That I have to check for the priority. So is the priority of P2 less than priority of P3?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
4 is less than 6. So since the priority of P2 is less than priority of P3, therefore again P2 will be executed only for 1 unit, that is till the next arrival, and it will be preempted by process number P3.
Why will we preempt with process number 2? Because the priority of P1 is less than priority of P2. Now since P1 has already completed 1 unit of execution, therefore 4 minus 1 will become 3. Now until when will P2 execute? Until its next arrival. So since the next arrival is immediate and the process which is there in the next arrival is having a highest priority. Therefore, we preempt P2 and load P3. So P2 will be executed for time 1 unit, that is 1 plus 1, 2. Since it has executed for 1 unit, so 2 minus 1 will become 1. Now, until when will P3 execute? Till its next arrival. So since the next arrival is higher,
Immediate.
since the next arrival is at 3 and the process is having a highest priority, therefore we will execute P3 again for 1 unit and preempt process number P4. So since P3 has executed for 1 unit, so 3 minus 1 will become 2. Now, when it has come to 3, the process P4 is arrived. Till when will P4 execute? Until its next arrival. So next arrival is immediate at 4. But since P4 is having higher priority than P5, therefore P4 will continue its execution till 5. That is for 2 more units. So see, 3 plus 2 will become 5.
Now, why will P4 execute up till 5? Because when it comes at point 4, that is the next arrival, it is having a process P5. But is the priority of P5 higher than priority of P4? नहीं, lower है ना?
Lower, ma'am.
हाँ,
Yes,
तो
ma'am.
एक यूनिट तो करेगा, 3 से 4 भी करेगा और 4 से 5 भी करेगा. 4 से 5 क्यों करेगा? क्योंकि 8 दैट इज जो प्रायोरिटी 8 है वो छोटा है प्रायोरिटी 10 से. So when it comes to 5, it will check the priority 12. तो since उसका प्रायोरिटी बड़ा है 12 का 10 से, इसके लिए वो 2 ही एग्जीक्यूट करके उधर स्टॉप करेगा. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If the priority is highest, execute for the next lower until the next lower priority appears. Okay.
Since 2 units are being executed, so 5 minus 2 will become 3. Now at 5, we have process P6 which is arriving. So is P6 having a highest priority as compared to P4? Yes. So at time 5, I will have P6 inside the system. Until when it will execute? Until its next arrival. So since the
See, now can I say P5 is being made wait over here? Yes. Why? Because it was not the priority of P5 is 8, which is smaller than P4 also, and it is smaller than P6 also. Therefore, जब तक उसका चांस नहीं आता है, तब तक P5 को वेट करना पड़ेगा for its chance to appear. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
the next arrival is at 6, that is immediate, also check the priority. Is it having the highest priority? No, P6 is only having the highest priority. So I will execute P6 completely till 4. So 5 plus 4 will become 9.
Now, why did I execute P6 completely? Because I checked that immediate arrival is 6, uska priority is less, and there are no more processes ahead. P8, P9 है नहीं, इसलिए P6 का सबसे highest priority है अभी तक, इसके लिए उसको completely execute कर दो. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
9
Yes,
and
ma'am.
this will become 0. Now at 9, which is a process that is arrived, it is P7 that is arrived. Now when all the processes are arrived, I will be executing the processes based on its priority. Now out of this, which is having the highest priority, we start with 1 having the lowest. So let us start with 2. So 2 is having the highest priority
It is actually lowest. Huh?
and 12 is having, no sorry, 2 is having the lowest,
Lowest
priority,
priority.
and 12 is having the highest
Just a
priority.
minute,
So
just a minute.
since
नहीं है, नीचे जाना पड़ेगा. So since all the processes are arrived, so I will just see the priority which is highest and which is lowest. So we had decided that priority number 12 will have highest, priority number 2 will have lowest. So since P6 is already completed, now after P6 whose chance will come? Next lowest. Next lowest कौन सा है? P4 with priority 10. Yes or no?
Yes.
So it will take P4.
12 is completely executed, so we take next, which is P4. So P4 will execute for remaining time, that is 9 plus 3, 12. So this will become 0. So this is out of the process. Even P6 is out of the process. Now, after P4, who is having the next priority? P7. It will execute for 6. So 12 plus 6 will become 18. So this will become 0 and it will go out from the system. After that, the next priority is to P5. So P5, how much time is left? 1 unit is left. So 18 plus 1 is 19. So this will become 0 and it will go out from the system. The next priority is to P3. How much time it will execute? For 2 units. So 19 plus 2 is 21. So this will become 0 and P3 will also go out from the system. Next is P2. P2 will execute for its remaining time, that is 1. So 21 plus 1 will become 22 and it will go out from the system. And the last with the lowest priority is P1. Execute P1 for entire unit time, that is 22 plus 3, 25, and remove P1 also from the system. So since all the processes are being completed, so we calculate the execution time from behind, that is for P1 it is 25, for P2 it is 22, for P3 it is 21, for P4 it is 12, for P5 it is 19, for P6 it is 9, and for P7 it is 18.
Now what will be the arrival time?
The next algorithm is
Arrival time will be this. Okay, so you have to take completion minus arrival for turnaround and turnaround minus burst for waiting time. Is the algorithm understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या करना है?
Yes, ma'am.
Start with the arrival time 0. When you start with the arrival time 0, do not consider whether it is higher or lower. You have to take that process only. Okay. Execute until its next arrival. So if the next arrival is at 2, execute for up till 2. Okay. If the next arrival is at 1, execute up till 1. Now, when that new process arrives at 1, check whether that next process is having highest priority than the previous one. If it is having highest priority, उसको ऐड कर दो, ऊपर वाले को निकाल दो. अगर ऊपर वाले का प्रायोरिटी ज्यादा है नीचे वाले से, तो ऊपर वाले को ही कंटिन्यू करो अप टिल द न्यू नेक्स्ट अराइवल. Again, when it comes to the new next arrival, that is 2, again check whether the process is priority, highest priority or lowest priority. If it is lowest, preempt it with new process, and if it is highest, replace it with the or continue with the same process. Now when you have to do this until the highest priority from the entire list appears. Once if the highest priority appears, make it execute completely, and after that start executing all the processes with the lowest priorities. Okay, did you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So calculate the timings of from the chart. Copy the table. Copy the table. Processes P1 to P7. Priorities of the processes. Calculate turnaround, average turnaround, waiting and average waiting.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in BT P5 is 10 or 1?
In P,
In P5, BT is 10 or 1?
1 कट करके 0 हो गया.
Okay, ma'am.
हाँ. Put the answers in the chat box once done. So our average turnaround time is 15 and waiting time is 10. Anybody with similar answers?
Ma'am, I am getting average waiting time is 11.43.
11.43. Okay, what about others?
Turnaround time is similar, but waiting time is different.
Okay, turnaround time is same, waiting time is different. Both of you recheck again. Anybody else who has got answers? Okay, so waiting time is 11.42. Nishit, recheck. Average waiting time is 11.42. Okay. Is everybody others getting the same answers?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have seen all the four algorithms. That is first come first serve, SJF preemptive, non-preemptive, priority preemptive, non-preemptive, and round robin. Okay. Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Let us go to the next topic, that is deadlock. Now, has anyone heard about what is deadlock in general? What do you mean by deadlock? Is anyone aware? If no, at least say no.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what do you mean by deadlock? If I have three processes, P1, P2, P3. Now, when these processes enter into system and all of the three process requires a resources, and if all of three requires a same resource, that is, say, suppose they require a same resource called as mouse. So when all the three processes which are there in the system for execution, and if all the three processes request for a same resource, I call a condition as a deadlock. Okay. So P1 is also requesting for mouse, P2 is also requesting for mouse, and P3 is also requesting for the mouse. So I call this as a deadlock. That is a one situation. Second is what? Again, I have three resources, P1, P2, P3. P1 wants the resource which is there with P2. P2 wants the resource which is there with P3, and P3 wants the resource which is there with P1. So since all the three are now in a circular fashion, that is P1 asking for P2, P2 asking for P3, P3 asking for P1, again this becomes a deadlock. So if any of a process which is requesting for the resources which is currently being used by some another process, we consider that situation as a deadlock. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
There may be multiple resources, but all of the three processes wants the same resource, hence there is a deadlock. Or P1 wants the process, sorry, P1 process wants the resource which is used by P2, P2 wants the resource which is used by P3, and P3 wants the resource which is used by P1. So since none of them are releasing any of the resources, therefore again the situation which is arrived is of the deadlock. अगर P1 जो रिसोर्स P2 के पास मांग रहा है, अगर P2 ने उसको immediately P1 को दे दिया, then we cannot consider that situation as deadlock. But since P1 is also waiting for resource at P2, P2 is waiting for resource at P3, and P3 is waiting for resource at P1. Since everyone is waiting and nobody is releasing the resource, we consider that situation also as a deadlock. Okay. So our system has processes which may use many number of resources. Various types of resources can be used. So some can ask for few of the resources, some processes can ask for same resources also. So whenever a process wants any resource, it has to first request for the resource. And once the resources are given, it also has to release that particular resource. अगर प्रोसेस ने रिसोर्स को रिलीज नहीं किया तो वो रिसोर्स कभी भी दूसरे को नहीं मिलेगा. So it is a function of a process, or we can say a duty of a process, that if it wants a resource, you first request. That resource will be given to you after your request. After your utilization is done, see to it that you release the resource back. Okay. So every process goes through these rules. First is request, that is ask for the process. Sorry, ask for the resource. If the resource is available, it will be given to that process. But if resource is not available, the process will be made wait until that resource is available. Second, अगर resource मिल गया है तो use that particular resource. After that usage is completed, release that particular resource so that it can be made available to some another process. Okay. So you request, if that resource is free, it will be given to you. If it is utilized by some other process, wait till it's released by that process. Once it is given to you, you use it for whatever time you want. Once your usage is completed, see to it that you release that process and make it available to some another process. Is this clear up to here?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how do I know whether this resource is to this process or that resource is using these process? How should I come to know? You have a system table that is being prepared. So what are the records in this system table? It records whether each resource is free or allocated. So in this table, I will have first information with respect to resources. कि कौन से resources free है, कौन से resources allocated है. So if I have resource R1, R2, R3, I will have that R1 and R2 are allocated, R3 is free. So if a process wants R1 and R2, it will see the table. Table से उसको पता चलेगा कि R1 और R2 already किसी के पास है. So it will check whether it requires R3 or not. Since R3 is free, so if it requires, it will request. अगर उसको नहीं चाहिए R3, तो it will wait for R1 and R2. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
There is a system table. What is that system table keeping records of? First, it is keeping records of the resources. What records of resources? कौन से free है, कौन से available है? ये record क्यों maintain करेगा? So that whenever any new process comes and if it requests for the resources, it will check the table first and then only make a request. Okay? अगर वो resources free है, तो it will immediately make a request. But अगर resources free नहीं है, तो it will wait till they become free. Clear? If the resources are allocated to it, also specify to which processes they are allocated. So along with resources ka record, I also have a processes ka record also. Now what did I tell? R1 and R2 are allocated, R3 is free. So ये R1 and R2 कौन से processes को allocated है? P1, P2, P3, P4. That entry is also made in the system table. So if R1 is used by P1, in the system table, I will also maintain the record that process P1 is right now using resource R1. Process P2 is right now using resource 2. So along with details of resources, I also maintain the details of processes. What details of process? That which resources are used by which particular process. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
If the process requests for resource and if it is allocated to some another resource, then system adds that process in the waiting queue. Now what did we see? System table के पास resource का record है, process का भी record है. कौन से resources available है और free है, वो resource record में है. कौन से resource को कौन सा process दिया है, वो process के records में है. But along with this too, I have something called as waiting queue also. Now what will be there in the waiting queue? List of all the processes which wants some or the other resources. Now what did I say? Process P1 के पास R1 है, process P2 के पास R2 है. Now when the next process comes, P3, suppose P3 को भी R1 चाहिए, will P3 get R1 immediately?
No, ma'am.
No. Why will P3 not get R1 immediately? Because it is right now being used by process P1. So what will I do? Since P3 wants that resource and since it is not getting because it is not free, so I will add that P3 in the waiting queue. When I add that P3 in the waiting queue, what will I understand? That immediately when P1 releases R1, that R1 has to go to the process number 3. Why it has to go to process number 3? Because immediately after P1, it was P3 who had requested for R1. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Should I repeat again?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Wait a minute. I have a system table which maintains the resource record of the resource. Okay. resource R1, resource R2, resource R3. Okay, out of which the one which are free, it will write free. The one which are allocated, it will write allocated. So I have process R1 as allocated and R2 as allocated. R3 is free, so it will write free. Okay, this is the first thing or the first record inside the system table. Next, it will maintain the record of the processes. Process कौन से है? P1 and P2 are there right now in the system. Process P1 is using R1 and process P2 is using R2. Okay. Now, when a process P3 comes in the system, can it use R1 and R2? Can I use R1 and R2? No, I cannot use R1 and R2. Why I cannot use R1 and R2? Because when I check over here, I get to see that R1 is also allocated, R2 is also allocated. If I want to know it is allocated to which process, I will come to this table. R1 is allocated to P1 and R2 is allocated to P2. So P3 cannot use these two. Why? Because they are already allocated and they are not free up till now. So they cannot be used. But can P3 use R3? Yes, it can use R3 because it is free. Okay. So if it wants the R3 to be used, it will request for R3 and R3 will be allocated. For example, if it doesn't want R3 but it wants R1 only, so what it will do is P3 will make a request for R1. So when it makes a request, what will system do? It will check कि R1 तो allocated है, P1 को allocated है, तो हम अभी इसको नहीं दे सकते. So what it will do is it will add it in the waiting queue. What it will happen? It will add who in the waiting queue? It will add process P3 in the waiting queue. Why it will add P3 in the waiting queue? Because it requested for R1, and since R1 is not free, therefore it has added P3 in the waiting queue. Now if suppose P1 releases this R1, what will happen? Can I have P3 with R3 now? Can I have P3 with R1 now? Yes. Why? Because P1 which had hold R1 is now free, and since P3 was waiting that for R1, therefore P3 directly allocated R1. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if the resources are free, it will be allocated. If they are not free and if some of the process wants them, they will be made wait in the waiting queue. And once they are available, they will be given to that particular process. And where is all this record maintained? It is maintained in a system table. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We have certain characteristics of deadlock. Now, what do you mean by characteristics of deadlock? There are certain conditions, and if that conditions occur in the system, we call that it is a deadlock. Okay. So अगर वो conditions है, मतलब system में deadlock है. अगर वो conditions नहीं है, that means there is no deadlock. Now, what are those conditions? First is mutual exclusion. Second is hold and wait. Third is no preemption, and fourth is circular wait. तो ये चारों conditions अगर है system में तो deadlock है. कोई एक भी है तो भी deadlock है. कोई दो है तो भी deadlock है. कोई तीन है तो भी deadlock है. Okay. So these are the necessary conditions, and if these conditions are there in the system, that means your system is into a deadlock state. Okay. Now, what do you mean by mutual exclusion? Only one process at a time can use the resource. Only one process at a time can use the resource means what? एक resource एक ही process को मिलेगा. अगर एक से ज़्यादा हो गया, that means it is a deadlock. Okay. So if a process requests, then the process must be delayed until it is released. So what did we see? Give just a minute. So what is the first condition? It is mutual exclusion. Mutual exclusion क्या बोलता है? एक process के पास एक ही resource होना चाहिए. So process P1 can have only R3 at a time. It cannot have R4 also. Suppose if it has R4, that means there is a deadlock. Now, if you do not want that deadlock to occur, see to it that you use R3. After your usage is completed, you release R3 and make it available for some another process. Then only you can avoid a deadlock. Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That means a process cannot have two resources at a time. If it has, that means there is a mutual exclusion. But if you want to come out of that mutual exclusion, what you are supposed to do, request only for one resource, use that resource. After the usage is done, make it free for some another process. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next condition is hold and wait. What do you mean by hold and wait? आप खुद उस वो रिसोर्सेस पकड़ के रखो और दूसरे को वेट कराओ, या फिर दूसरे रिसोर्स को लेने के लिए वेट करो. That is what is hold and wait. Hold and wait is what? Process is holding one resource and it is waiting to acquire additional resource that are currently being held by other processes. Which means what? P1 के पास अभी R3 है, वो R3 तो use कर रहा है and it is waiting for R2 also, which is right now at P2. So when such kind of condition occurs, we call it as hold and wait. So it is holding R3 and it is waiting for R2 to get released. So this condition will also result into deadlock. Why it will result into deadlock? Because P1 is right now having R3 and it is requesting for R2. ठीक है, तो अभी इधर क्या होगा? वेटिंग क्यू में P1 is requesting for R2. सबसे पहले उसको R2 मिलेगा क्या? नहीं मिलेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि उसके पास करंटली R3 है. तो जब तक वो R3 को नहीं छोड़ता तब तक वो R2 को नहीं मिलेगा. अगर सपोज उसको मिल भी गया, that means what I am again having a deadlock. So deadlock can occur in hold and wait also. So you have to hold on one particular resource, release that resource, wait for the other resource which you are requesting that also to release, and then acquire a hold on that new resource. समझ रहे हैं what is happening?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
क्या था? Hold and wait is what? मेरे पास एक है and I am waiting for other also to come to me. If this happens, that means it is a deadlock. So to avoid this, what will I do? मेरे पास अभी hold R3 का है. So I will wait till I complete the using of R3. एक बार R3 का use complete हो गया, so I will remove it from my own process. I was waiting for what? I was waiting for R2. So I will check, is R2 free? अगर R2 free है, so I will remove R2 from process P2 and then take R2 with me for usage. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next condition is no preemption. No preemption is what? Everybody is aware now. No preemption मतलब क्या?
यूजेज होने के बाद ही उसको रिलीज करना.
अगर प्रोसेस ने अगर एक रिसोर्स लिया है तो उसको पूरा यूज करके फिर रिलीज करो. बार बार वही रिसोर्सेस मत मांगो. So अगर P1 has acquire a hold on R3, completely use R3 and release it all for once. Do not request R3 again and again. That will become preemption. तो what is non preemption? अगर एक बार रिसोर्स मिलता है तो उसको पूरा यूज करो और उसके बाद उसको रिलीज कर दो और फिर कभी मांगो ही मत. Okay? That is what is non preemption. So when you have non preemption also, we can avoid the deadlock. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next is circular wait. Now what do you mean by circular wait? Can anyone tell me from the diagram?
One is requesting the resource other has, and similarly for multiple processes.
हाँ. What is happening? P0 is requesting for resource जो P1 के पास है. P1 is requesting for resource P2 के पास है. P2 is requesting the resource which are there at P3. P3 is requesting for resource which are at P4 and P4 is requesting for resource जो P0 के पास है. So सब लोग एक दूसरे के लिए wait कर रहे हैं and this is result into a circular deadlock. Okay, which I explained you in the first slide. अगर एक दूसरे के लिए हम wait कर रहे हैं, so this result into a circular wait deadlock. Okay, everybody is waiting for some another resources and nobody is releasing, and therefore it has result into a deadlock condition. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the 4 conditions which should be there in the system for a deadlock to occur? If there is a mutual exclusion, means there is a deadlock. If there is hold and wait, there is a deadlock. If there is no preemption, there is a deadlock. And if there is circular wait, then also there is a deadlock. Okay. Now, how do you identify this deadlock? You can identify it with the help of a graph. It is called as resource allocation graph. A deadlock can be described more precisely using a directed graph. आपको आप लोग को डेटा स्ट्रक्चर हो गया क्या?
Ma'am, it's in this sem. It's in this sem.
अच्छा, ये सेम में है, ठीक है. Now, whenever there is a graph, there are 2 types of graph: directed and undirected. What do you mean by directed?
Graph hasn't been taught yet.
नहीं, ऐसे इन जनरल डायरेक्शन है और एक को डायरेक्शन नहीं है, मतलब क्या?
It has another point to go.
Yes, it has some arrows and through that arrows I can navigate through the graph. But अगर ग्राफ को arrows ही नहीं है तो मुझे कुछ समझेगा क्या एक पॉइंट से दूसरे पॉइंट तक कैसे जाना है? No. Okay. So deadlock also can be understood if there is a directed graph. ठीक है. So अगर graph, can you see there is a direction in this graph? P0 going to P1, P1 to P2, P2 to P3, P3 to P4 and P4 to P0. So I'm going in the direction which it is directed. So I can identify the deadlock with the help of this directed graph. अगर मैंने इसको ऐसे ही सादे लाइन से कनेक्ट कर दिया, so do I know P0 is waiting for P1 or P1 is waiting for P0? No, I will never understand. So I can make out the deadlock with the help of the directed graph. Okay. Now the graph has certain vertices and it has nodes. Okay. This P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, these are called as nodes. And this arrow from P0 to P1 are called as vertices. Okay. Understood up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is a graph. Let me take the pointer. This is a graph. Now this graph has nodes like P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, and it has direction from P0 to P1, that is vertices, vertice from P1 to P2, vertice from P2 to P3, vertice from P3 to P4, vertice from P4 to P0. Okay, understood the concept of graph?
Yes, ma'am.
Now look into the word file. Now when I say that an arrow is from Pi to Rj and arrow is from Rj to Pi. Okay. Now what is that Pi? Pi is the process. And what is Rj? Rj is the resource. Okay. Pi is the process and Rj is the resource. Here again Rj is the resource, Pi is the process. A directed edge from process Pi to resource Rj is donated as Pi to Rj. That means ये edge कहाँ से जा रहा है? Process से, it is going from process to resource. Okay. This denotes that process Pi has requested Rj. What does this mean? Process, कौन सा process है? Process Pi को क्या चाहिए? It wants resource, ignore the spellings, resource Rj. Okay. So whenever any process wants a resource, I will have a direction like this, Pi to Rj. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is what? Rj to Pi, which means what? A resource Rj is allocated to process Pi. Clear? So when I have a line from Rj to Pi, which means what? That resource is allocated to Pi. And when I say Pi to Rj means what? That process wants resource Rj. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर प्रोसेस को रिसोर्स चाहिए तो यू विल राइट लाइक दिस, और एक बार रिसोर्स मिल गया तो यू विल राइट इट लाइक दिस. क्लियर? Now how will you read this P1 to R3? How will you read this?
Process
Process
P1
requires
P1 wants
R3.
resource R3.
Correct. Process P1 wants resource R3. What will I write? How will I read this?
Resource R3 is
Resource
allocated
R3 is
to
allocated
P1,
to
process
process
P1.
P1.
Yes, resource R3 is allocated to P1. Understood? So if I have an arrow from process to resource, which means the process wants that resource. But when I have an arrow from resource to process, which means what? That resource is allocated to a process. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So we call this particular edge, I'll write here only. We call this particular edge as a requesting edge. Why we call it as requesting? Because a process is requesting for the resource. And what do we call this edge as? We call it as assignment edge. क्यों assignment edge? Because उसने request किया और उसको मिल गया, assign हो चुका, therefore it is called as assignment edge. Is it understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the graph, your processes are denoted with circle and your resources are denoted with rectangle. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Along with this, you will have these kinds of edges also. Okay? This is what is resource allocation graph. Now see this diagram. प्रोसेसेस कौन से है जो सर्कल में है? सो कौन से प्रोसेसेस है? P1, P2 और P3. कितने कितने रिसोर्सेस है? द वन विच आर देयर इन द रेक्टेंगल. कौन कौन है रेक्टेंगल में? R1, R2, R3 एंड R4. So this is what is called as resource allocation graph. Now pay attention on the edges. What did I explain you? There are two types of edge. You have requesting edge and you have assignment edge. रिक्वेस्ट कब जाता है? प्रोसेस से रिसोर्स. और असाइनमेंट कब होता है? रिसोर्स टू प्रोसेस. सो नाउ लेट अस सी हाउ विल आई रीड P1 to R1.
Process P1 wants resource R1.
Correct. Process P1 wants R1. R1 is with P2. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
P1 wants R1. R1 is with P2. P2 wants R3. R3 is with P3. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. R2 is with P1. R2 is with P2. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now look into the diagram and tell me, does it have a deadlock or not?
Ma'am, it has deadlock.
Yes, ma'am. It has.
It has deadlock. How did you identify that it has a deadlock?
And R2 is with P1 also and P2 also, and even P1 is requesting for R1, but it is with P2, and P2 is requesting for R3, and it is with P3.
ठीक है, एक ही कंडीशन बोलो. R2 के बारे में बात करते. R2 is with whom? It is with P2 and R1 is also with P2. So can I have two resources with one particular process?
No, ma'am. It's mutual exclusion.
It is mutual exclusion. So this is where I have a deadlock inside the system. So even if I have encountered one deadlock, I am enough to identify the deadlock in the system. कोई भी एक condition identify कर लो and you have to assume that the rest of the system is also in the deadlock. So do you understood now how to identify the deadlock in the system?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to prepare a chart like this, prepare a graph like this. Once the graph is being prepared from the system table, then you have to identify which type of deadlock it is. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
One more thing you can do to identify the deadlock easily. How? If the process in the graph has no cycles, then there is a deadlock. But if there is a cycle, there is a deadlock. तो अगर इसमें कुछ ऐसा cycle है, very first step before entering into mutual exclusion and circular weight and all, ऊपर से देख लो अगर उसको cycle है क्या. तो अगर साइकिल है तो वो डेडलॉक है, अगर साइकिल नहीं है तो डेडलॉक नहीं है. ठीक है. Now, how do you see that there is a cycle and or not? Look at this picture and tell me whether there is a cycle or not. Do you know how is cycle? Round. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So check the diagram and tell me cycle है क्या?
Yes, ma'am. There is a cycle.
Yes, ma'am. There is a cycle.
So there is a cycle. So can I say there is a deadlock?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
तो फर्स्ट चेक साइकिल है क्या. साइकिल है तो ही आगे इन्वेस्टिगेट करो कौन सा टाइप का डेडलॉक है. ओके. सो वेयर वी हैव साइकिल फ्रॉम P1 to R1, R1 to P2, P2 to R3, R3 to P3 and P3 to R2 and again R2 to P1. So since this is the cycle that I have identified, that means there is some or the other deadlock in this particular graph. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Identify the deadlock now from the graph.
Yes, ma'am.
How will you check? Check for the cycle. If there is a cycle, assume not. Understand that there is a deadlock inside it. Okay. Do you know how to read the graph by now? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If there is circle, means it is process. If it is rectangle, means it is resource. If the arrow is going from process to resource, we call it as requesting process or a requesting edge. And if there is an arrow from resource to process, we call it as assignment edge. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Again, check this diagram and tell me whether is there a cycle or not.
Ma'am, no. Ma'am, in the first one also there was no deadlock.
In first one also there was no deadlock because we could
Because
check
of-
through the cycle. Cycle से check किया नहीं मिला.
can have multiple resources, na?
हाँ,
But if I need keyboard and mouse, I need them, so I should have them.
I can have that. But what is mutual exclusion telling? That you cannot keep two resources. अगर आप रखते हो two resources तो आपको future में deadlock आ सकता है. So it is better to request for one resource, use that resource, release and then take another resource. Okay. See, there is no deadlock. क्यों यहाँ पे deadlock नहीं है? Because मैंने देखा cycle नहीं है, इसलिए deadlock नहीं है. Then I may check for mutual exclusion. I will check for hold and wait. I will check for no preemption. I will check for circular wait. So when I started checking for mutual exclusion, what did I decided at that point? That it is requesting for two resource. What is mutual exclusion telling? Do not request for two resource. If you request for two resource, you may fall into deadlock ahead. Okay, so this picture may not have deadlock right now, but when the process keeps on adding and if they request for the same resources, the deadlock may appear in future. So to avoid the deadlock right from the first point, see to it that if P2 के पास अभी R1 है तो वो R2 किसी और को दे दे या R2 फटाफट यूज करके निकाल ले उसमें से. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See, we have to check deadlock at each and every point whenever a new resource is added or whenever a new process is added. Okay. Now, it may happen that if there is a cycle over here, that means there is a deadlock. But when you actually go and see, you may not find deadlock in this part. You may find it in this part, or you may not find in this, and you may find in this. So there are different conditions. And those 4 conditions may lead to deadlock right at this particular time or maybe in the future. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, even this diagram, right now it does not have any deadlock because what did you see? आपने cycle check किया, एक को भी cycle नहीं है, ठीक है. But it may happen that when I add a new processes and when I add new resources or if those process request for any of these resources, I may have a deadlock. ठीक है? Understood?
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So right now, if this R1 is at P1 and P3, what does it mean? Can I have same resources with 2 different processes at the same time? I cannot have. So what is cycle?
But it has 2 dots. No, that means it can be given to 2 things, right?
It can be given to 2 things. But what will happen if some point of time P2 wants to use it completely and finish and never require it again? Non-preemption में चाहिए. तो उसको कभी मिलेगा क्या नॉन प्रियम्पशन में? नहीं मिलेगा। क्यों? क्योंकि वो शेयर्ड है P3 के साथ। तो अगर शेयर्ड है P3 के साथ तो उसको नो प्रियम्पशन नहीं मिल रहा है, दैट मीन्स इट इज कमिंग इनटू अ डेडलॉक. ओके, so see, circular check or cycle check is just done to give a view from outside, but when we actually go inside and when we see who is allocated to whom, we may come into a deadlock. ठीक है? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Next, how are the methods or which are the methods used for handling the deadlock? So there are three ways in which we can deal with the deadlock. So we know कि deadlocks कैसे occur होते हैं अभी. Mutual exclusion से occur हो सकते हैं, hold and wait से occur हो सकते हैं, non preemption से occur हो सकते हैं, circular wait से occur हो सकते हैं. So how are we going to handle them once they have occurred? There are three ways. First is we can use a protocol to prevent or avoid a deadlock. That means we make some rules and we follow that rules so that we can avoid the deadlock, ensuring that a system will never enter into such state. तो अगर rules बनाया, rules follow किया, तो it may happen that we will not occur in a deadlock. But if any one of the rule is violated, we may occur into a deadlock condition. Okay, so we have to prepare the rules and follow them. That is a one way to handle. Second is we allow the system to enter into deadlock state. फिर हम उसको डिटेक्ट करेंगे, फिर हम उसको रिकवर करेंगे. दैट मीन्स सिस्टम को डेडलॉक में जाने दो, हम उसको डिटेक्ट करेंगे कि म्यूचुअल है कि सर्कुलर है कि क्या है. एक बार डिटेक्ट हो गया, फिर हम देखेंगे उसको कैसे रिकवर करना है. ओके. Third is we can ignore the problem and pretend that deadlock will never occur in the system. That means deadlock है system में, but उसको ignore कर दो. For example, many of us antivirus कभी-कभी करते हैं system में, कभी-कभी नहीं करते. जब problem आएगा तब देखा जाएगा. So it is like that. You ignore it when actually there is a serious problem. We will see what has to be done. जब तक चल रहा है तब तक ऐसे ही चलाओ. So these are the three ways in which we can try to avoid a deadlock. ठीक है? First, make the rules, follow them. Second, let the system go into deadlock. Let the system go into deadlock, detect and then recover. And third is, even if there is a deadlock, pretend that there is no deadlock in the system until it becomes a serious problem. Done? Understood up till here?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. Let us see next. To ensure that deadlock never occurs, most of the operating system uses deadlock prevention and deadlock avoidance scheme. तो अगर आपको सिस्टम में डेडलॉक नहीं चाहिए तो हम क्या यूज कर सकते हैं? डेडलॉक प्रिवेंशन टेक्निक्स एंड डेडलॉक अवॉइडेंस टेक्निक. ओके, सो लेट अस सी व्हाट इज द डेडलॉक प्रिवेंशन टेक्निक. डू यू वांट ब्रेक फॉर 5 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 10:35 in my watch, 10:40 we come back and we start with deadlock prevention. Keep the meat on.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, in the PPT which you have shared with us,
हाँ.
in deadlock only, there is no diagram. Three diagrams are not there.
हाँ, मैं री-अपलोड करूंगी आज. ठीक है, मैंने उसको अभी आज सुबह ही ऐड किया. Keep it here.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ. Is everyone back?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what did we see? That there are three ways in which we can handle the deadlock. First is make the rules and try not to violate their rules. Second, let the system go into deadlock and then come out of it by detecting and preventing it. And last is just ignore until the serious problem occurs. Okay, even if there is a deadlock, but since it is not creating a problem to your system, let it go like that. Okay, once if the problem is serious, we will see how it has to be dealt with. Okay, so now if you want that there should not be any deadlock in the system, that is inside your operating system, we use some techniques called as deadlock prevention technique and the deadlock avoidance technique. Now let us see what is that deadlock prevention techniques. For a deadlock to occur, each of the four necessary conditions must have. What are those conditions for a deadlock to occur? What are the four necessary conditions?
Mutual exclusion, hold and wait, no exemption, circular wait.
Correct. So if there is a deadlock, these are the four necessary conditions for a deadlock to happen: mutual exclusion, hold and wait, then non-preemption and circular wait. Now what is happening in mutual exclusion? Try to hold a resource, that is try to acquire only one resource at a time. If you try to acquire two resources at a time, it may happen that at that particular time there is no deadlock, but in future you may lead to a deadlock. So how can we avoid this mutual exclusion? If you want that mutual exclusion should be avoided, what is the first thing? एक ही resource एक process को दो. अगर वो जब release करता है उसके बाद उसको दूसरा process दो. Or if the resources are shareable resources means what? If it is a read-only file, for example, if this PPT is a read-only file and if I share it to everybody, I consider that you all are processes and this read-only file PPT is a resource. तो अगर वो read-only file है और आपने सबने एक ही time पे उसको use किया, is it going to happen any harm to the resource or to the processes?
No, ma'am.
No.
No, ma'am.
Because it is considered to be as shareable and that shareable is in the read-only format. So if the resources you want to share among the processes, share such kind of resources which will not harm either the resource nor the processes. Okay? What can be one of the example that we just saw? एक file है, वो file को read only करो और सब में share कर दो. It will not harm the processes also. It will not harm the file resource also, and in short, it will not lead to deadlock also. जिसको जभी जभी चाहिए तभी तभी आओ, वो file लो, read करो और जाओ. Okay. That means we have made that resource shareable in such a way that it is not going to create a deadlock. Second is, for example, I may have a resource called as printer. Can I share printer all over on my in all the departments of the college? अगर उसको printer को network में share कर दिया, so if the 5 departments are processes, can all those 5 departments or 5 processes can access that shared printer anytime, anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Why? Network पे shared है.
Ma'am, but at a time only one can use now.
One can use, but I can, if I am giving the print at 10:30, I can allow electrical department also to give at 10:30. वो फिर printer decide करेगा किसको पहले print करना है, but दोनों का request गया ना वो resource के पास.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, why? Because it was made shared on the network. So through the network, computer department also gave the print command, electrical department also gave the print command. वो printer देखेगा किसका पहले आया और किसको पहले print करना है. But are these two processes, computer and electrical, could access the resource called printer at the same time? Yes. Why? Because it was shared and through that it was not creating any problem to any other resource. इसके साथ कंप्यूटर सिविल और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स को कुछ फर्क पड़ा क्या? No. Did that processes get affected? No. So if you want to avoid this mutual exclusion, you can have two things. फर्स्ट इज, या फिर प्रिंटर पहले कंप्यूटर को दे दो, उसका काम खत्म होने के बाद इलेक्ट्रिकल को दो, फिर सिविल को दो, फिर मैकेनिकल को दो. अगर आपको ऐसे नहीं करना है, सारे प्रोसेसेस को एक साथ करना है, तो सिलेक्ट द रिसोर्सेस व्हिच कैन बी शेयर्ड and if they can be shared, then only give the rights to all the processes to access at the same time. तो अगर रिसोर्स शेयर नहीं हो सकता तो यू गो विद द फर्स्ट स्टेप, दैट इज एक टाइम एक को दो. बट अगर शेयर हो सकता है तो शेयर करो और डेडलॉक को अवॉइड करो. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस?
यस मैम.
ठीक है. सो अगर रिसोर्सेस नॉन शेयरेबल है तो वी हैव टू गो विद फर्स्ट स्टेप. रिसोर्सेस शेयरेबल है तो वी हैव टू गो टू सेकंड स्टेप. ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड?
यस मैम.
How we'll avoid
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
How do we avoid mutual exclusion? Either share the resource if they are shareable, if they are non-shareable, एक resource एक ही time पे एक ही process के पास रहेगा. Clear? Next is hold and wait. What was hold and wait? मेरे पास एक है, I am still requesting for some another process. Sorry, another resource. Yes or no?
Yes ma'am.
Process P1 has resource R1. यूज कर रहा है एंड प्रोसेस P1 is also waiting for R2 to come. That is what is holding one and waiting for another. What will happen? To ensure a hold and wait condition never occurs in the system, we must guarantee that when a process requests for the resource, it should not hold any other resource. तो अगर मुझे होल्ड एंड वेट को निकाल देना है डेडलॉक स्टेट से, तो when I am requesting for new process, sorry, requesting for a new resource, see to it that I am not holding any other with me. So if P1 is holding R1, I cannot request for R2. But if I want R2, see to it that I leave R1. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes ma'am.
I repeat again, hold and wait is what? I am holding one and I am waiting for another. So to avoid this, if I am holding one and if I want another also, so first leave the one which I am holding and then request for the new one. ठीक है, तो अगर एक जाएगा तो ही आपको दूसरा मिलेगा, आपको एक और दो दोनों साथ में नहीं मिलेंगे. क्लियर?
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No preemption for resources that are already allocated. No preemption of resources that are already allocated means what? You are going to use that resource completely, how much ever time you want, and once you have utilized it, see to it that you never ask again. Okay? So if a process holds some resources and request for another which cannot be immediately allocated, then all the resources are preempted. Now what does this mean? I have two resources P1 and P2. I have, sorry, two processes P1 and P2, and I have resource R1 and R2. P1 ने R1 को ले लिया, P2 ने R2 को ले लिया. नॉन प्रीएम्पशन क्या बोलता है? नो प्रीएम्पशन मीन्स व्हाट? P1 कंप्लीटली R1 को यूज कर देगा और दोबारा कभी नहीं मांगेगा. P2 R2 को पूरा यूज करेगा, दोबारा कभी नहीं मांगेगा. बट इन केस नाउ यू डोंट नो कि प्रोसेस P1 को वापस R1 लगता है कि नहीं लगता है. अगर यूज करने के बाद भी P1 को R1 लगा वापस, तो कैन आई से देयर इज अ डेडलॉक नाउ? यस. व्हाट आई विल रिपीट अगेन. P1 के पास R1 है, P2 के पास R2 है. नो प्रीएम्पशन क्या बोलता है? P1 के पास अगर R1 है तो R1 ले लो, पूरा का पूरा उसको यूज करो, उसको वापस फ्री करो और फिर मत मांगो कभी. ठीक है. बट सपोज P1 को R1 वापस लगा, यूज होने के बाद भी अगर उसको वापस लगा, तो व्हाट डज दैट मीन? नाउ इट इज इन द डेडलॉक. क्योंकि क्या बोल रहा है कि अगर एक बार यूज किया तो दोबारा नहीं मांगना है, मांगा तो यू विल बी इन द डेडलॉक. बट अभी प्रोसेस ने वापस R1 को मांगा, सो नाउ इट इज इन द डेडलॉक. So how will we prevent from this deadlock of no preemption? What I will do is I will restart the execution of P1 also and I will restart the execution of P2 also. So if I want to avoid this no preemption, how will I avoid this no preemption? By restarting the execution of each and every process again. Okay?
Yes ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
If a process uses a resource completely, and again if it requests back for that resource, what I will do is I will restart the execution of processes. So I will restart means what? वो वापस यूज करेगा और वापस कंप्लीट होके बाहर निकल जाएगा. अगर वापस एक और बार मांगा तो अगेन रीस्टार्ट. Okay, so in this way only we can remove the no preemption deadlock from the system. Clear? But what is happening over here? I am continuously wasting the time in restarting and re-executing the processes again. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, while restarting, do we have to restart all the processes again?
Yes, yes. जितने हैं सिस्टम में सारे रिस्टार्ट होंगे. तो भले अगर R2 प्रोसेस P2 का फॉल्ट नहीं है तो भी P2 फॉल्ट में आ जाएगा. Because it is, I do not know na whether P2 is creating a deadlock or P1 is creating a deadlock. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
See. No.
But if all the processes restart, then the whole system will restart.
Yes, whole system will restart. Everything will start again. Therefore, wastage of time is happening more. ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि P2 तो रिजल्ट पॉइंट पे आ गया और रिस्टार्ट हुआ.
और डेटा लॉस भी हो सकता है.
डेटा लॉस भी हो सकता है, करेक्ट. Okay. No preemption. What is one protocol? If a process that is holding some resource requests for another resource and that resource cannot be allocated to it, then it must release all the resources that are currently allocated. तो हमने इधर क्या किया, सारे प्रोसेस को रीस्टार्ट कर दिया. ओके. दूसरा चीज हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अगर एक प्रोसेस के पास एक रिसोर्स है, ओके, और उसको दूसरा रिसोर्स भी चाहिए, तो हम क्या करेंगे, सारे प्रोसेसेस के पास जितने भी रिसोर्सेस है सबको रिलीज करवा देंगे और वापस प्रोसेसेस को बोलेंगे कि आप वापस रिक्वेस्टिंग स्टार्ट करो. ओके. सो व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग,
देन इट मस्ट रिलीज है ना, तो सिर्फ वही रिलीज करेगा.
if a process that is holding some resource, for example P1 is holding R1, and if it is requesting for another resource, then that resource cannot be allocated to it. P1 के पास R1 है और उसने अभी R2 मांगा, तो R2 मिलेगा क्या, नहीं मिलेगा. It cannot be allocated. So it must release all the resource. All मतलब जितने हैं उसके पास सब रिलीज करने पड़ेंगे. Understanding? I repeat again. Is this understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
I will still repeat again. What is one of the rule in no preemption? First we saw the rule is processes को restart कर दो. Second, अगर process P1 के पास R1 है and if it is requesting for R2, can it request? Actually it should not request. But if उसने request कर दी, तो what I will do is I will release all the resources that are currently allocated to it. तो P1 के पास currently कौन allocated है, R1. तो R1 भी रिलीज हो जाएगा और R2 तो उसको मिला ही नहीं है. तो R1 R2 जितने भी रिसोर्सेस उसके पास है या जितने भी उसने उसको रिक्वेस्ट किए हैं सारे रिलीज हो जाएंगे and it has to send the new fresh request again for the resources. Okay? Clear?
Understood. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now next is circular wait. Now what was circular wait? I was waiting for some resource. Varshil was waiting for resource to Pratham. Pratham was waiting for resource which I was having. So we all end up in a circle, circular wait, which was nothing but a deadlock. So how to come out of it? One protocol to ensure that a circular wait never holds is impose a linear ordering. Linear ordering मतलब वो सर्कल को तोड़ के एक चेन बना दो. ठीक है. Chain बनाया means what? Linear. Linear means what? A straight line. I am waiting for Varshil, Varshil for Pratham, Pratham for Nishit, Nishit for Soham, Soham for something extra and all. And then the last person will not wait for me. When if the last person waits for me, it will be a circle again. So we don't have to make that circle. We have to break the circle and make a line. Okay. Linear ordering means making a line. Then each process can only request in the increasing order. What is the increasing order? Me going to Varshil, Varshil going to Pratham, Pratham going to Soham, Soham going to Dishan, Dishan going to Nishit. तो जो उसके ऊपर है उसी को रिक्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं. मेरे ऊपर कौन है? वर्शिल. वर्शिल के ऊपर कौन है? प्रथम. प्रथम के ऊपर कौन है? सोहम. So I am going in a linear order, that is in the increasing order. I do not have any chance to come back. Neither I have a chance to make a circle. So when I do this, I am avoiding a circular wait. Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So let us see the examples. I have set the priorities for the resource. R1 का priority is 1, R2 का priority is 2, R3 का priority is 3 and R4 का priority is 4. With these priorities, if a process P wants to use R1 and R3, तो उसको दोनों एक साथ मिलेंगे क्या? नहीं.
No, ma'am.
अगर मिला मतलब डेडलॉक है. तो हमको तो अभी डेडलॉक अवॉइड करना है, इसलिए हमने ये प्रायोरिटीज डाली. तो प्रायोरिटीज में हाईएस्ट किसका है? R1 का. तो R1 को पहले यूज करेगा, खत्म होने के बाद then it will get R3. Okay, so when it releases R1, the next priority is R2. तो R2 तो उसने रिक्वेस्ट किया ही नहीं है, इसके लिए मत दो. Go for next R3. R3 is requested, so check R1 is released. If R1 is released, give R3 to the process P. Okay, so this is like a linear order. 1 2 3 4 is a linear order. Request is made in the increasing order. पहले 1, फिर 2, फिर 3. अगर 2 नहीं चाहिए तो दैट इज प्रोसेस का चॉइस. 1 है, 1 दे दो. 1 का रिलीज होने के बाद नेक्स्ट हायर 3 है, 3 को दो. क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
So we, in this way, we can avoid all the 4 deadlock conditions: mutual exclusion, shareable, non-shareable, hold and wait. If you are holding, you cannot request for somebody else. If you want to request, release the one which you have hold. Non-preemption is agar you have a resource, you utilize it completely and throw it off. Do not ask it for again. If you ask, there is a deadlock, so every process will restart again. Second is, if you have a resource and you're still requesting for resource, again it is a deadlock. All the resources will be taken away from you and you have to make a fresh request again. Circular wait is to cut that circle, make a linear line and keep on requesting to the higher order, in a higher order based on the priority. तो जिसको हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी है वो आपको दिया जाएगा पहले, उसको यूज करो, फिर ही नेक्स्ट हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी वाले को रिक्वेस्ट करो. ओके, क्लियर अप टिल हियर?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, नाउ वी हैड सीन डेडलॉक प्रिवेंशन. ये सब करके हम डेडलॉक को प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं, बट हाउ आर वी सपोज टू अवॉइड नाउ? So we call avoiding as deadlock avoidance. Use prior knowledge about the usage of resources by processes, including resource available, resource allocated and future request. तो हम सिस्टम टेबल के पास जाएंगे. We will see कि प्रोसेस के पास कौन से रिसोर्सेज है, उसकी वेटिंग क्यू में कौन से वेट है और अभी कौन से फ्री है. उस हिसाब से आई विल डू द कैलकुलेशन एंड देन आई विल मेक अ रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द न्यू रिसोर्स. तो अगर P1 के पास R1 है, उसके पास वेटिंग में R2 है, तो आई विल सी टू इट दैट आई डू नॉट रिक्वेस्ट फॉर R1 एंड R2 एज ऑफ नाउ. आई विल वेट टिल P1 रिलीजेस इट. इसके अलावा मुझे अगर R3 चाहिए तो आई विल चेक द टेबल. R3 फ्री है तो मैं R3 का काम पहले कर दूंगी. उसके बाद अगर तब तक P1 ने R1 या R2 को छोड़ा तो आई विल टेक दैट. ओके, so I have to do all the calculations and I will see to it that by doing this calculation, if I'm not going into a deadlock, then only I will take that step. But after doing a calculations, if I come to know that I'll still end up in a deadlock, I will not take that step. Okay, so I will see the past, I will see the current and I will see the future also, and all based on all these 3 calculations I will take the resource which I want and which will not put me into the deadlock. Okay. Most deadlock avoidance algorithm needs every process to tell in advance the maximum number of resources of each type that it may need. तो अगर मुझे डेडलॉक को अवॉइड करना है and if I am a process, I have to tell in advance that I will be using R1, R2 and R3. तो अगर आपको R4, R5 चाहिए तो आपको जिसको देना है इसको दे दो, बट मुझे R1, R2 लगे और R3 लगेगा तो ये you have to preserve it for me. Okay, so I am telling this in advance. I am telling this in advance that I will require these resources for completion of my execution. So see to it that you somewhere or other preserve these resources for me. I will not require any other resources. तो आपको उसको जिसको देना है you can give it. Based on these info, we may decide that if process has to wait for the resource or not, and then we can avoid the chances of circular wait. तो अगर मैंने advance में ही बता दिया, so by this I am trying to avoid the deadlock. I am trying to avoid to wait for the resources, and since there is no wait, there won't be any circular waiting also, and I will be avoiding a deadlock at that particular time. Okay. Now we have 3 different types of state. What are those? Safe state and unsafe state. Now what do you mean by safe state? A state where there is no deadlock is called as safe. The state where there is a deadlock is called as unsafe. तो तो अगर मैं ये सब करने के बाद भी डेडलॉक में आ गई, दैट मीन्स आई एम अनसेफ. बट ये सब करने के बाद इफ आई एम आउट ऑफ द डेडलॉक, दैट मीन्स आई एम इन द सेफ स्टेट. ओके, now how do you come into the safe state? Let us see that. When a process requests for resource that is already available, the system must decide whether the resource can be immediately allocated or not. I am a process P1, I want resource R1. So when I request for R1, अगर R1 फ्री है तो पहले सिस्टम डिसाइड करेगा कि देना है कि नहीं देना है, एंड वो ये भी सोचेगा देने के बाद डेडलॉक होगा कि नहीं होगा. तो ये दोनों चीज चेक करने के बाद ही प्रोसेस P1 को रिसोर्स 1 मिलेगा, भले वो फ्री है तो भी. ओके, सो सिस्टम विल चेक even if the resource is free whether it has to be immediately assigned or it has to be made wait and then assigned. Okay, if the resource is immediately allocated only if it leaves the system in the safe state. तो P1 requested for R1 as R1 was free. सिस्टम ने चेक किया कि अगर R1 P1 को दे दिया तो सिस्टम में डेडलॉक नहीं रहेगा, तो उसको इमीडिएटली दे दो. बट अगर R1 देने के बाद सिस्टम में डेडलॉक हो जाता है तो भले P1 ने रिक्वेस्ट किया रहेगा तो भी P1 को थोड़ा टाइम रुकना पड़ेगा until the deadlock is solved. Once it is solved, then only R1 will be given to P1. Are you understanding this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I repeat again. P1 को R1 चाहिए था क्योंकि R1 फ्री है. Okay. Now, before this R1 is immediately given to P1, a system will run a check to see कि अगर R1 P1 को दे दिया तो वो सेफ स्टेट में है क्या. तो इफ द सिस्टम इज इन द सेफ स्टेट मीन्स देयर इज नो डेडलॉक, तो R1 इमीडिएटली दे दो. बट R1 देने के बाद इफ अ सिस्टम इज अनसेफ, which means what, there is a deadlock, therefore P1 will be made wait for some time, deadlock will be solved and then R1 will be given to P1. Clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
A state is safe if the system can allocate resources to each process in some order, avoiding a deadlock. तो हम सिस्टम को सेफ कैसे कर सकते हैं? By allocating the resources to the process in some order. कोई ऑर्डर डिसाइड करेंगे, वही ऑर्डर में हम प्रोसेसेस को रिसोर्स देंगे, एंड अगर हम ऐसा करते हैं तो वी लीव द सिस्टम इन द सेफ स्टेट. अगर हमने ऐसा ऑर्डर नहीं फॉलो किया तो वी मे अकर इनटू अ डेडलॉक. ओके, सो नाउ लेट अस take an example and try to understand this. How can we reach into the safe state? Safe state means what? We are going to prepare an order, and in that order only we will give the resources, and if we follow that order we are out of the deadlock, but if we don't follow the order we are into a deadlock. Now consider a system which has 12 tape drives. ठीक है, 12 drives चाहिए हमको. 12 drives है system में. We have 3 processes, P1, P2 and P3. If you want, take paper and pen. फटाफट ले लो पेपर पेन. I will take word mail. ले लिया पेपर पेन एवरीबडी?
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है, लिखो that we have 3 processes, P1, P2, P3. And how many drives we have? We have 12 drives. Okay, जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगी 3 प्रोसेस में, P1, P2 और P3. Written up till here. Assume we know maximum number of tape drives that each process is going to request. So हमने क्या पढ़ा इधर कि अवॉइड करना है डेडलॉक, तो आप पहले ही बता दो कि आपको कितना रिसोर्सेज लगेगा. What is this 12 drives? These 12 drives are nothing but the resources which are going to be these are the resources which are going to be utilized by these 3 processes. So if you want to avoid a deadlock, tell me in advance. Each process has to tell in advance that how much resources they will be using. ठीक है? Correct? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So P1 has told I will take 10. P2 has told that I will take 4 drives. P3 has told that I will take 9 drives. ठीक है? P1 को 10 लगेगा 12 में से, P2 को 4 लगेगा 12 में से और P3 को 9 लगेगा 12 में से. ठीक है? Can I give all 10 to P1, all 4 to P2 and all 9 to P3 at the same time?
No, ma'am.
No. If I do, what will happen? If I do, what will happen?
Deadlock.
There will be a deadlock because I do not have that many resources जितने processes को actually चाहिए. So if I give everything at the same time, I am going to come into a deadlock. So what will I do is I will decide the order, in which order the processes has to be assigned the respective resources. That is what is safe state telling. तो अगर आपको safe में रहना है तो आप order decide करो, तो आप safe रहोगे, नहीं तो आप unsafe हो. ठीक है? So I have decided the order. The system is in the safe state because we are following a sequence. What is that sequence? पहले P2, फिर P1, फिर P3. ठीक है? ऐसे आपको assign करना है. Now let us follow that sequence. P2 can get 2 more drives. P2 के पास, wait a minute. नहीं, before that I missed one. Okay. अभी this is what I require. Okay, this is what I require. This is what I have. And apart from this, अभी फिलहाल P1 के पास 5 है, P2 के पास 2 है, P3 के पास 2 है. Okay, are you understanding up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Okay, I have 12 resources which are required by 3 processes. P1 wants 10, P2 wants 4, P3 wants 9. Currently, P1 have 5, P2 have 2, P3 have 3. Correct? Now, I have decided the order to land up in a safe state, which means to avoid the deadlock. This order I am going to follow. So, P2 के पास अभी कितना है? अभी P2 के पास 2 है. Correct? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now, हाँ, when I do इसका total 5 plus 2 plus 2 कितना होता है?
9.
9. तो मेरे पास अभी 9 यूटिलाइज की हुई है और फ्री कितनी है? 3.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तो फ्रॉम दिस 3 P4 को बाहर निकालने के लिए कितनी चाहिए? 2 है और 2 लगेगी. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So can I give this out of this 3? Can I give this 2 to P2?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
If I give, will I have any deadlock?
No.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. So I will give this 2 to P2, and when I give this 2 to P2, so it has 2. I have given more 2, which is equal to 4. P2 का काम खत्म.
Yes.
So P2 is out by completing, and उसने जितने भी 4 यूटिलाइज किए थे वो उसको वापस मिल गए. Are back. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I repeat again. P2 के पास 2 है ऑलरेडी. हमने जब इसका टोटल लगाया दैट इज 9, तो वी हैव 3 फ्री. P2 को 2 ही चाहिए, तो 3 में से 2 दे दो, तो अभी हमारे पास 1 बचेगी क्योंकि हमने बाकी की 2 P2 को दे दी. P2 ने उसका काम खत्म कर दिया, वो बाहर निकल गया सिस्टम से, तो उसने जो यूज किए थे रिसोर्स वो अभी फ्री हो गए. ठीक है ना? तो ऑल द 4 आर नाउ फ्री. यस.
Yes, ma'am.
So how much total free I have? 4 plus ऊपर का 1, which is equal to 5.
5.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now see, P2 का काम खत्म, so P2 is out of the order and I am still in the safe state. Now P1 के पास कितना है? 5. अभी मेरे पास कितना है? 5.
5.
Can I give all this 5 to P1?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I give P1 के पास 5 है? I have given him more 5. उसने उसका 10 यूज करके खत्म कर दिया और जो 10 थे वो रिटर्न भी कर दिए. करेक्ट?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तो P1 is also gone. Now P3 के पास कितने हैं? 2.
2.
ठीक है. P3 has 3 नहीं कितना 2. कितना चाहिए उसको? He wants
7.
हाँ सॉरी टोटल 9 चाहिए, 2 है. So ये 10 में से can I give 7 to him?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When I give 7 to him, how much is remaining with me?
3.
3 is remaining. So can I complete the execution of P3 and remove P3 out? Yes. If I remove P3 out, I'm still in the safe state and I have still 3 drives which are additional and which can be given to other new processes which may enter into the system. Did you understand this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
If I follow a order, if I know how much I want, how much is going to be utilized, I can make a system in a safe state. Understood? अगर मैं
Yes,
ऐसा
ma'am.
ऑर्डर प्रिपेयर नहीं करूं और ऐसे ही आंख बंद करके जिसको चाहिए उसको दे दूं, तो will I come into an unsafe state and result into a deadlock? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you want to avoid the deadlock, identify the process which wants which resources in advance. After you do that, prepare a ordering which will make you come into the safe state and which will end up you in the state where there is no deadlock. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is the first technique to avoid. Second technique is resource allocation graph. Okay. What is resource allocation graph? This graph is generally used to avoid the deadlock. If there is no cycle in the graph, that means there is no deadlock. But if there is a cycle, there is a deadlock. Do we know this up till here?
Yes, ma'am.
हम ऊपर से चेक करना है तो हम क्या करेंगे? देखो साइकिल है क्या? साइकिल है मतलब डेडलॉक है, साइकिल नहीं है मतलब डेडलॉक नहीं है. ठीक है. The resource allocation has a request edge and a assignment edge. Request edge क्या होता है? What is request?
When process request the resource.
When a process request for a resource. Assignment edge मतलब
When resources are allocated to a process.
When a resource is given to the process, it is called as assignment. An edge from process to resource is request and an edge from resource to a process is called allocation. Now we have something called as calm edge. Calm edge denotes that a request may be made in future and it is represented as a dash line. तो P1 के पास अभी R1 है, but अगर फ्यूचर में उसको R2 चाहिए तो I will not denote that R2 with a straight line जैसे हम अभी पहले करते थे. Instead of making a straight line, I will make a dash line and I call that dash line as calm edge. तो calm edge मतलब क्या? R1 P1 जब R1 को खत्म करेगा उसके बाद वो R2 को रिक्वेस्ट करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि उसने ग्राफ में बोला है कि मुझे फ्यूचर में R1 के बाद R2 लगने वाला है. ओके. Based on calm edge, we can see if there is a chances of a cycle. If there are chances of a cycle, we will not grant a request. But if there is no chance of a cycle, we will grant the request and we will land up in a safe state. Okay, let us see the diagram. Consider the image with a calm edge. तो ये जो dash line है मतलब क्या? Those are calm edges. मतलब क्या? वो दो processes वो resource को request करेंगे future में. ठीक है? What does this R1 and P1 edge means? What is this? What is this edge called?
Allocated.
This
Assignment.
is assignment. मतलब अभी फिलहाल P1 के पास कौन है? R1. और फ्यूचर में उसको कौन लगने वाला है? R2. क्यों? कैसे पता उसको फ्यूचर में लगेगा? Because I have identified this with a calm edge. Correct?
Yes.
So P1 currently has R1. After R1 का काम is done, it will request for R2. Correct? Now P2 has requested for R1. Can it request? Yes, it can request. Yes or no? भले R1 अभी P1 के पास है, वो रिक्वेस्ट कर सकता है. तो अगर उसने रिक्वेस्ट किया तो वो किधर ऐड हो जाएगा? वेटिंग क्यू में. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So P1 is requesting and is being made wait in the waiting queue because it wants R1 and in future it wants R2 also. Therefore it has made a request through a calm edge also. P2 को R1 भी मिलेगा, R2 भी मिलेगा. Okay. Now what is happening? If R2 is allocated to P2 and if P1 request for R2, there will be a deadlock. अभी यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? R1 P1 के पास ऑलरेडी है और फ्यूचर में R2 को रिक्वेस्ट किया है, तो उसको R2 कभी मिलेगा? जब R1 रिलीज हो जाएगा तभी ही मिलेगा, क्योंकि अ प्रोसेस कैन नॉट हैव टू रिसोर्सेस एट द सेम टाइम. P2 has requested for R1. So since R1 was not available, therefore P2 is being made wait. तो उसने क्या decide किया कि whatever I need in advance or in future I will ask for it in advance through a calm edge. So it has asked for R2 also through a calm edge. तो पहले उसको R1 मिलेगा, फिर उसको R2 मिलेगा. ठीक है? Understood this diagram?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Now what is this telling? Calm edge will be allocated, or based on this calm edge the resources will be allocated if they do not put the system in deadlock. तो P1 जो फ्यूचर में रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है R2 को, तो ये R2 उसको तभी ही दिया जाएगा अगर डेडलॉक नहीं होता है. तो अगर R2 देने के बाद डेडलॉक हो गया तो उसको R2 नहीं मिलेगा. So this calm edge is used to check whether after allocating the resource, if a system is in deadlock, it will not allocate it immediately. It will make that process wait. But if there is no deadlock after the R2 is allocated, it will be immediately allocated. Is this clear up till here?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see what is going to happen. If R2 is allocated to P2, अगर ये R2 P2 को allocate हो गया, and if P1 request for R2, and then if P1 is requesting for R2, then there will be a deadlock. How there will be a deadlock? Tell me how there can be a deadlock.
Because P1 already
Because
has R1.
R1 and P1 already has R1.
P1 already has R1. So if you have R1 at the same time, that is there already assigned to P1, then you are requesting R2 also. That R2 is also allocated to someone. इधर क्या हो रहा था, दोनों अलग रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे R2 को. इधर क्या है, P1 रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है जो ऑलरेडी किसी के पास है. So if you see from the diagram outside only, there is a circle. So since there is a circular wait, there is automatically a deadlock inside the system. So instead of giving R2 to P2, what I'm going to do is I may make wait some or the other process so that I do not end up into this deadlock. तो R2 का decision is very important कि P1 को देना है कि P2 को देना है. अगर दोनों में से किसी को भी दे दिया और deadlock हो गया, so I cannot allocate that resource immediately at that particular time. Is this understanding? So why this calm
Yes,
edge is
ma'am.
given? Why this calm edge is given? To decide whether it will occur into this state or not. Okay, so this edge is important to know about the future deadlock in the system. Understood? Now at the same
Yes,
time,
ma'am.
if at the same time I have P3 also requesting for R2, can I give P3 to R2 or R2 to P3? Can I give?
Yes, ma'am.
Before giving, again I have to check whether if I give P3 to R2 or R2 to P3, and if anyone again results into deadlock, I cannot give it to P3 also. Clear? So before adding any process and before requesting any process to any resource, you always have to run a check, and if that check is in the deadlock, you have to make all the processes wait. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now third is Banker's algorithm. Now what is Banker's algorithm telling? A Banker algorithm is a resource allocation and deadlock avoidance algorithm. तो हम लोग अभी ये सब क्या देख रहे हैं? These are deadlock avoiding techniques. Safe state, unsafe state, resource allocation, and this algorithm. So this algorithm will also make us avoid from entering into deadlock, which tests all the requests made by the process for the resource. It will check for the safe state. If after granting the request, system remains in the safe state, it will allow that request. But grant करने के बाद, that means resource देने के बाद, अगर system unsafe state में चला गया, so it will not allocate that particular resource. So again, this algorithm is also doing the same thing. It will check the process, कौन से resources चाहिए, देने के पहले वो देखेगा, देने के बाद अगर डेडलॉक में हो गया तो वो नहीं देगा, डेडलॉक नहीं होता है तो वो रिसोर्स वो प्रोसेस को दे देगा. So what are the inputs to this algorithm? I will first require maximum need of resource by each process. So P1 wants 5 resource, P2 wants 3 resource, P3 wants 2 resource. तो जितना जितना resources process को चाहिए maximum वो मुझे पहले input दे दो. ठीक है? what we were taking input in the safe state. Okay, what are you going to use in future? Tell us in advance. Then we will make a ordering so that we don't come into deadlock. Similarly, Banker's algorithm will also tell कि process आपको क्या क्या resource चाहिए. You tell me in the advance how many process resources you want in maximum. It will also tell that currently allocated resources by the process. So it will ask the process, do you have right now any other processes, any other resources with you? If yes, please tell us that what are those resources which you currently have. Then it will also take an input that which are the maximum available resources free at this particular time. So if I take process P1 and P2, what input I should receive when I run this algorithm? That P1 wants how many resource in maximum, P2 wants how many resource in maximum. Second, P1 के पास अभी क्या क्या resources है, P2 के पास अभी क्या क्या resources. Third thing I will keep in record as what are the processes which are free. So as and when they become free, they will be allocated based on the maximum requirement. Did you understand this?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, after knowing all these three things, the request will be only granted under the below condition. हमने input ले लिया, but अभी resource कौन से condition पे दिए जाएंगे based on these two conditions. If the request made by the process is less than equal to maximum need of process. तो अगर P1 को maximum 5 resource चाहिए, तो what he should do at a time of requesting, he should request which is less than 5. Okay, he cannot ask for 6 resource. Can he ask? No, because उसने क्या बोला, मुझे maximum 5 ही चाहिए. So system will check before giving the request. The P1 should ask only for 5 or less than 5. He cannot ask more than 5. Why? Because if he asks more than 5, so what will happen? It may result into deadlock. क्योंकि उसने क्या बोला, मुझे maximum 5 ही चाहिए. So system has decided that it will be allocating only 5 or less than 5. If it asks more than 5, there may be a deadlock. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Second
Yes, ma'am.
thing that it will check. Second thing that it will check is if a request made by the process is less than equal to freely available resources in the system. तो first क्या करेगा कि उसका maximum requirement से कम मांगा है क्या? Yes. अगर मांगा है तो go to the next step. What is the next step? Is it again less than the one which are available in the free? तो अगर 5 मांगा है तो पहले वो चेक करेगा कि रिक्वेस्ट 5 से कम है क्या. सो फॉर एग्जांपल P1 इज रिक्वेस्टिंग फॉर 4 रिसोर्स 1 2 3 4. ठीक है. नाउ इट विल चेक इफ मैक्सिमम फ्री इज 3 एंड मैक्सिमम रिक्वायरमेंट इज 4. इज दिस मैचिंग? फ्री कितना है? 3. मांगा कितना है? 4. सो इफ अ रिक्वेस्ट मेड बाय द प्रोसेस इज लेस देन इक्वल टू फ्रीली अवेलेबल तो ही उसको मिलेगा. मांगा 4 है, फ्री 3 है, मिलेगा क्या?
No, ma'am.
नहीं मिलेगा. So both the conditions should be satisfied in order to get a particular resource. एक तो जो मैक्सिमम है उससे कम और दूसरा जो फ्री है उससे कम. ठीक है. So अभी प्रोसेस को पता है कि फ्री कितने हैं. Yes, it has to go in the system table and check कि फ्री कितने हैं और allocated कितने हैं. So depending on that, the process has to request for the resources and try to avoid the deadlock. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are we clear with deadlock avoiding techniques? Which are the 3? Safe state, unsafe state. Then resource allocation graph, and third is Banker's algorithm. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts so far? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
ठीक है. So we come. Okay, there are last 2 topics: deadlock detection and deadlock recovery. Do we know how to detect the deadlock by now?
Yes.
हाँ. क्या करोगे? पहले तो साइकिल चेक करो, सबसे इजी वाला पार्ट. साइकिल है मतलब डेडलॉक है, साइकिल नहीं है तो डेडलॉक नहीं है. तो साइकिल कहाँ से पता चलेगा? रिसोर्स एलोकेशन ग्राफ से. So prepare a resource allocation graph. Identify processes with the circles, resources with rectangle. देखो कौन किसको रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा है. ग्राफ बनने के बाद चेक फॉर द साइकिल. साइकिल है मतलब डेडलॉक है, साइकिल नहीं है मतलब डेडलॉक नहीं है. फिर भी you have to check for 4 necessary condition. Check for mutual exclusion, check for hold and wait, check for no preemption, and also check for circular wait. If all this are also not there, that means there is no deadlock. But if any one of this is also there, that means there is a deadlock. Okay, so we know how to detect the deadlock. Okay, so see, there is a cycle and hence there is a deadlock. 2 waiting for 1, 1 already given to, sorry, resource 1 already at 1, 1 requesting for 2, and that 2 is already with process 2. So circle hai matlab deadlock hai. So we can identify this with the help of this resource allocation graph. So how can we detect the how can we detect the deadlock? We can detect it with the cycle, and if not with the cycle, we can use safety algorithms also. How is that safety algorithm? What is safety algorithm? What is safety algorithm? We just studied. Check whether it is ending into a safe state and an unsafe state. अगर एल्गोरिदम रन करने के बाद भी अनसेफ स्टेट में है, मतलब क्या डेडलॉक डिटेक्ट हो चुका है. अगर अनसेफ स्टेट में नहीं है, मतलब इट इज नॉट इन द डेडलॉक. ओके, what is the single instance and multiple instance? Your mutual exclusion, hold and wait comes into single instance, and your no preemption comes into multiple instance. Understood? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So all these are the ways in which we can detect the deadlock. Circular wait, hold and wait. Then we have no preemption, mutual exclusion, detecting the cycles, and running the safety algorithm. Okay. Now, what do you mean by deadlock recovery?
How to recover the deadlock?
How to come out of the deadlock. So there are 2 approaches which can be used to come out of the deadlock. What is the first? Process को terminate कर दो. To eliminate the deadlock, we can simply kill one or the other process. तो अगर प्रोसेस P1 डेडलॉक कर रहा है तो प्रोसेस P1 को टर्मिनेट कर दो और उसको वापस रीस्टार्ट करो, because of which when we terminate it ends the deadlock and then we start the execution of P1 again. Okay, that is what is process termination. But process termination में 2 type है. What is the first type? Abort all the deadlock processes. Aborting all the process will certainly break the deadlock, but with a greater expense. तो अगर deadlock है and if you are not able to identify कि P1 के वजह से, कि 2 के वजह से, कि 3 के वजह से, सबको ही बंद कर दो, सबको ही terminate कर दो. सबको terminate कर दिया तो deadlock बचेगा क्या? No, there will be no deadlock. But if I do this, I have to incur more cost. Apart from that, I have to execute each and every process again right from the start, because of which I will make, because of which I am utilizing the system time, CPU time, as well as I'm wasting the user time also in re-executing that. Okay, so there are many disadvantages if I do this, but at least there is one chance that I am coming out of the deadlock. Clear? There is no way to store the partially executed process anywhere. तो अगर P1 ने result दे भी दिया है and अगर deadlock को avoid करना है तो I still have to abort P1 also. Why? Because I do not know which process is giving me the deadlock. So I have aborted everyone. तो अगर उसमें से किसी एक प्रोसेस ने रिजल्ट भी जनरेट किया है तो भी उसको रीस्टार्ट करना पड़ेगा उसका एग्जीक्यूशन. Understanding? And I have nowhere any chance to save the result of P1. Neither I can store the execution part of the P1. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
What is second? About one process at a time and keep on checking whether the deadlock is removed or not. So I have P1, P2, P3, P4. अगर मुझे नहीं पता चारों में से किसने डेडलॉक किया है तो मैंने इधर क्या किया, चारों को बंद कर दिया. दूसरा, अगर आपको चारों को बंद नहीं करना है तो आप क्या करोगे, पहले P1 को बंद करो एंड सी वेदर डेडलॉक इज अवॉइडेड और नॉट. अगर नहीं अवॉइड होता है तो P2 को भी निकालो, वापस चेक करो कि डेडलॉक है क्या. अगर डेडलॉक खत्म हो गया है, दैट मींस इफ यू आर आउट ऑफ द डेडलॉक, दैट मींस इट वुड बी आइदर इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ P2. देयरफॉर यू कैन ओनली रीस्टार्ट P1 अगेन. इफ P1 से डेडलॉक नहीं हट रहा है, आपने P2 को निकाला, P2 से भी नहीं हट रहा है तो रिमूव P3 ऑल्सो एंड अगेन चेक कि अगर सिस्टम में डेडलॉक है क्या. अगर नहीं है, दैट मीन्स यू आर ओके विथ इट, यू डू नॉट हैव टू रीलोड P3 अगेन. बट इफ देयर इज नो डेडलॉक, रिमूव द रिमेनिंग P4 ऑल्सो. दैट मीन्स keep on removing one process and check if deadlock is out or not. If the deadlock is out, wait for some time, and then restart that particular process. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So if I do this, one delete karenge, so what will happen? I do not have to come across this wastage of time and wastage of expenses. I will understand easily कि कौन से process के वजह से deadlock हुआ, and because of that only I can make that deadlock वाला process to wait for some time, complete the remaining process का execution, and then reload the deadlock वाला process. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So do we know how the deadlock can be detected, how it can be avoided, and how it can be prevented and recovered?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Clear? Up till here, everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.